I've walked across this bridge a few times before. Never as a thru hiker. Feels good. Harper's Ferry, I'll see you next time, whenever I come back. But we got 1,100 miles to do to get to Maine, so we gotta keep it moving. I've definitely been here before. For a brief stint, the trail follows the C&O Canal towpath. Those of you who were watching my channel last year, you might remember when I biked this path last year. This time we're walking, so let's keep it moving. All right, what up? Today is Sunday, May 22nd. It is day 91. It's right around 12:15 p.m. Just leaving Harper's Ferry. Wasn't really in a rush to leave because it's hot as hell, just like it was yesterday. I think we've got another heat advisory today, so trying to play it smart, not try to do too much, and stay hydrated. That being said, don't really know what the plan is for today. Usually before I start a new stretch of trail, I'll put a little itinerary together, and this time I'm just kind of like, fuck it, let's see what happens. So I will either do 10 or 15 miles today to get to one of these shelters. We'll see. Since it's kind of hot, I might just leave it at 10, and tomorrow it should cool back down into the 70s so we can pick it back up then. So yeah, I had a really amazing stay in Harper's Ferry. As you all saw in my last video, we had some family and friends come out to meet me and encourage me to keep going. So that was cool. And then yesterday, didn't really do a whole lot of, well, actually I didn't do any recording whatsoever just because I didn't feel like it, but I met up with some of Rusty's friends and decided to go tubing with them, which was probably the best idea anyone ever could have come up with on a 97-degree day. So that was cool. And we're taking off now. So yeah, see y'all in a bit. Welcome to Maryland. This begins roughly a 40-mile stretch of trail through this state. Starting off with a little climb up to Weaverton Cliffs, and then we'll just make our way up to Pennsylvania. Let's get it going. I just want y'all to know that it's hot as hell, pushing 90 degrees today, and humid, as humid as it can possibly be, which does not make for ideal hiking conditions. It was 97 yesterday, so I definitely wasn't going anywhere. And a part of me didn't want to go anywhere today, but I didn't want to take another zero. I didn't want to pay for another night in that hotel. So I just gotta tough it out today. And we'll get some cooler weather tomorrow. Whew. But yeah, that's hot. I really just sat here for like 2 whole minutes talking, thinking that I was recording, when the whole time my phone wasn't doing jack shit. What I had said was, I think a lot of people like to do the 4-state challenge because Maryland is perceived to be one of the easier states as far as terrain goes, aside from just a couple of climbs that aren't really that difficult. Most of the terrain in Maryland is pretty level and steady, like what you see now. I mean, we started off with that little climb up to Weaverton Cliffs, which is just like a little more than a mile and a little more than 1,000 feet in elevation. That's pretty much like nothing compared to the climbs that we've done so far. The only thing that made it a little challenging today was the heat, but we've got a lot more tree cover now, so it feels a lot better. And yeah, I already decided that I wasn't going to try a 4-state challenge anyway, because it's just not worth it to me to risk injuring myself to do something like that. And I've seen where pretty much everyone who tries it ends the day feeling so sore, and I feel sore on a normal day, so I don't want to know what my body would feel like after doing something like that. So I also think that Maryland is a state that should be appreciated a little more. There's a lot of history here, a lot of cool things to see in this short 41-mile stretch that a lot of people just blow right past. So I'm happy with my decision to take my time and ease through it. And I know I said that I was going to go to a doctor once I made it to Harper's Ferry, but that didn't happen. I figured going to the urgent care in Harper's Ferry wouldn't really tell me anything because they're just in urgent care. And going to see a regular doctor just feels like a whole lot of effort when I'm not even really in pain. Never really have been. Yeah, I still feel a little something in my shins, but doesn't feel as bad today. And I talked to my physical therapist over the weekend. He said that it sounds like I probably am experiencing a minor form of shin splints, but he said if I continue with my stretching, massage my shins whenever I can, and just sort of limit my mileage for a couple of weeks, then that should help. So I think for the next couple of weeks, I'm just going to take it easy. And I always say that I'm going to take it easy, and then I go right back into trying to do 20 miles a day. But I think I'm really going to take it easy this time. Not planning to do any more than 15 miles a day for the next couple weeks. See if that helps. I'm thankful that all of my injuries have been minor, and I've been able to continue hiking through all of them, and I hope the same continues with this situation. So yeah, I think I'm doing just 15 miles today to a shelter, and we'll see how I feel at that point. But right now I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, obviously coming off of 0, my body is like, wait, we're still doing this. But I think in the next day or so, we'll be getting back to our regular hiking shape. So yeah. You know, funny enough, I haven't even been here, even though I'm from Maryland. We are now entering Gathland State Park. I've actually never touched this part of the trail in Maryland, funny enough. There are a bunch of old ruins here, like this one right here. Yeah, it's pretty cool. A lot of history here in Maryland. And shout out to the family who just blessed us with some trail magic. They had sodas, lemonade, donuts, cookies, fruit, all sorts of stuff. And their daughter, Amber, I think her name was, is starting a flip-flop hike from Harper's Ferry tomorrow. So basically, she's gonna start her hike at Harper's Ferry, hike north to Maine. Then she's gonna, I guess, get someone to drive her back down to Harper's Ferry. And then she's gonna hike south to Georgia. So she'll complete the entire Appalachian Trail as a flip-flop. Whereas I'm doing the whole thing going northbound. So that's pretty cool. And she is a recent college grad, so this is her first venture into adulthood, so shout out to her. Yeah, I hope she has a great experience. And I'm feeling energized. So there's a shelter about a half mile up ahead, but I think I'm gonna do another 5 miles to get to the one after that. So that's the plan. So we are nearing the end of the day today. It's just after 6 p.m. and I have just 2 miles to get to my destination for the day. Rusty and I decided to squeeze in 1 extra mile and go past the shelter that I originally planned to stop at and stay at this campground instead. And it has like actual bathroom facilities with flushing toilets, running water. It has showers and sounds much better than just a normal shelter with a privy. So yeah, we're gonna go for that, making today like a 16 and a half mile day instead of the original 15 and a half that I planned. Which that's okay. My body has been feeling pretty good today. No real issues with the shins, although my right shin did kind of start talking to me around mile 13, just to let me know that, hey, I'm still here, girl. Don't forget about me. We're not all the way right yet. So I'm like, all right, cool. Not pushing too hard. And, you know, 1 extra mile doesn't really feel like that big of a difference. So yeah, there was a guy back at that last viewpoint who was just on his phone and had it on speakerphone the whole time. And at first I was getting a little irritated because I'm trying to like take in the view and all I hear is his mom in the background, but try to exercise some compassion and understanding. You know, we all have families back at home who want to know how we're doing, and sometimes we just got to take a moment when we have service and call somebody. So it's not the worst thing in the world. So yeah, let's get to camp and be done for the day. Welcome to home for the night. Best part is it's completely free. Thank you. So I just got to this campsite and we've got a visitor. This guy's harmless. All right, it's pretty much time for bed. Today ended up being closer to a 17-mile day, which I wasn't expecting, but hey, I'm feeling pretty fine. So we'll do it again tomorrow and see how we feel. At the moment, I'm a little annoyed with my food bag. You know, they make these bags to be as light as possible. So they put the smallest, weakest little clip on it. And when I pack it full, I can't really hang it without the clip coming undone. And then my heavy food bag just goes plummeting to the ground, especially on these like bare poles that a lot of these shelters have now. They're so hard to hang. So I don't know, I might be getting rid of the food bag and swapping it out for something different, or I might just play around with how I pack it and start just throwing stuff in there instead of trying to organize everything. So I'm getting pretty annoyed. More than 3 days of food, it becomes impossible to hang. So it's a little frustrating, but aside from that, today was a good day. Today was a hot day, and I'm ready for it to be a little cooler tomorrow. I'm also trying to sleep with all the doors to my tent rolled up and open to get a nice airflow in here and to hopefully prevent condensation buildup tonight, but it's teasing like it's gonna rain. I hope it doesn't, because I don't want to close the doors. It's gonna get so hot in here, and the inside will be wet tomorrow morning like it always is. I'm trying to prevent that for once, so I'm gonna take my chances tonight. Oh, I brought up that whole thing about my food bag to say that I gave up on trying to hang it on the pole here, and I just threw it into the bathroom facility. So hopefully it'll be safe there tonight. Probably will be. Yeah, I'm over it and I'm tired, so I'm gonna go to sleep. Good night. Good morning. Today is Monday, May 23rd, day 92, and I am just entering South Mountain State Park here in Maryland. We have a little climb this morning up to the Washington Monument, which I've been up there a few times before, and it's really nice. So I'm excited to get back up there again. And it's so cool that I'm going up there this time with a full pack as a thru hiker. It's pretty neat. So typically before I start a section of trail, I'll put a little itinerary together to see what I want to do each day, and I sort of map out how long it'll take me in between towns so that I know how much food I need to carry for any particular stretch. And I haven't done that this time. I was going to, but just never got around to it in Harpers Ferry. So I'm just kind of winging it at the moment. I packed out about 3.5 days of food. So we'll see how far I can get with that. I think my initial plan today is to do about 19 miles to Raven Rocks shelter. Yeah, that's my initial plan. And I know I'm supposed to be taking it a little slower, but I don't know. Just judging it based on how I feel. So there's another shelter about 15 miles in, so I might stop there. Or I could push like a 23, 24 mile day and go ahead and cross into Pennsylvania, hit the Mason-Dixon line. So we just got to see how the day goes. And I feel like the terrain here in Maryland is manageable enough that I want to sort of take advantage of it and get a few more miles done. So that's the only reason why still haven't been slowing down. But yeah, we'll see how the day goes. Play it by ear. Can't really talk while I'm climbing, so I'll see y'all up at the monument.
She's going to need a bench there to sit down, but we'll probably have to look for that later. You want us to take your picture in front of there?
Oh no, that's okay.
Okay. So where'd you
Thank
come
you.
from?
I started in Georgia back in February. Some of you might recognize this section of trail if you were a subscriber to my channel a year ago. For those of you who watched my Appalachian Trail announcement video last year, this is the section of trail that I was hiking on when I recorded that video. And I felt it was only right to announce that I was going to be hiking the AT this year and actually be on the AT. So we're almost at Washington Monument, where I was last year. And yeah, it feels good to be back a year later. Like I keep saying, I'm an actual thru hiker this time. Feels good. And look, we've got the sign right here. Monument's right up there. Good morning. So I'm happy to report that it's not nearly as hot as it was over the weekend. I believe we are only expecting highs in the 70s today and pretty much for the rest of the week, so I'm very happy about that. But on a not so positive note, I don't feel so good. I was fine all day yesterday. I woke up this morning feeling fine. I made breakfast, which is my usual 2 oatmeal packets, 2 breakfast essentials, and as I was eating my oatmeal, I started feeling really nauseous and felt like I had to vomit, and I pretty much did. I couldn't even finish my second oatmeal packet because my stomach was just saying no, 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 no. And it's still not settling down. I'm trying to continue to eat, but it feels like it doesn't really want to hold anything down. And I have no idea where this is coming from. I don't feel sick or anything. It's just my stomach is acting crazy today. So I'm like, what did I eat? What happened yesterday that isn't sitting right with me today? And I hope this goes away. Because I'm like, man, if it's not one thing, it's another. All the time, every freaking day. Yeah, I don't know. I hope this goes away. I hope it's nothing. But it sucks. Hiking when you don't feel good. Welcome to Annapolis Rocks. I think this is easily one of the best views in the state of Maryland. For those of you who live in Maryland and don't want to hike 1,000 miles to get here, there is a parking lot not even 2.5 miles away, and it's a pretty easy hike up here. So that was a nice little break at Annapolis Rocks. I'm so glad that the weather here in Maryland has been so amazing. Thank you to my home state for treating me right. And we are 15.5 miles from the Mason-Dixon line. So I'm kind of just like, F it, I'm going for it. We getting out of Maryland today, honey. Yeah, I really do appreciate this Maryland section now that I finally hiked the entire Maryland section, because I haven't done it until now, and that was intentional. I haven't really touched a whole lot of the AT in the 3-4 years that I've been trying to save up to do it, because I wanted it all to feel new and fresh and a surprise, and even my home state has felt that way, so I'm excited. You know, my stomach has gotten itself together today, thankfully. And I think I know what it was. So there was another hiker who I met right before Harper's Ferry. His name was Two Ball. He bought some quinoa from the grocery store, and I guess he packed some out and he left some at the hotel. So Rusty told me that he left the bag of quinoa there, so I decided to pack some out myself. And how could I forget that you're supposed to wash quinoa before you consume it because it has some type of chemical on it that can cause stomach issues. And I threw some quinoa right into my ramen yesterday. Didn't clean it, anything. So I think that was the cause of my stomach being a little messed up this morning, because now I feel like normal again. So yeah, I think even though I heard them say quinoa, I think my brain was registering couscous, which I have packed out couscous before, and I do add it to some of my meals, especially when I have extra water, because that couscous really absorbs water very well. And yeah, that you can just cook and eat. But quinoa, you gotta clean it first. So let this be a lesson to y'all. Make sure you read the directions on your food before you consume it. Make sure you wash stuff that's supposed to be washed. And obviously there's no way that I can wash quinoa out here. So I won't be packing that out again. Yeah, so let's get to Pennsylvania. Ow. Just stopped at Ensign Cowell or Ensign Cowell shelter, however you say it. I've got about 11 miles. No, wait, I'm lying. I've got about 14, close to 15 miles on the day so far. And it's just another like 9 miles to the Mason-Dixon line. So I'm almost out of Maryland. And funny enough, I was already planning to stop at this shelter to take a break. And right as I was hiking in, I ran into this woman, and she goes, "Hey, I've seen you on YouTube." And in my mind, I'm like, okay, here we go. Here we go. Someone else who recognizes me in the middle of nowhere. And she's like, "I've watched your videos, and my son is through hiking also, and I've been giving him updates on what's ahead based on your videos." And I was like, oh, that's cool. And then she said, he's doing the 4-state challenge, and so we've kind of been making different stops to support him and feed him and give him energy and stuff like that. And she's like, he should be hiking in here in just a few minutes. So if you want, you can join us for lunch, and we'll give you a Gatorade, and we've got some carrots and stuff. And I'm like, all right, sure. And sure enough, right after she said that, here he comes pretty much running up the trail with his little day pack on. And yeah, he's doing the 4-state challenge today. Honestly, I don't know how people do it, 'cause I could never. I could never. But yeah, shout out to them. It was nice meeting them, and I think they said they're from Quebec. So it took them about 10 hours to drive down to meet him in Harper's Ferry. Oh, and the actual hiker's name is Kick, by the way. He said he started on March 17th, so he's moving, I guess. Yeah, took a nice little rest break. Kicked my shoes off. Gave my feet a little massage. Had a solid lunch. Used the privy. But now it's time to get moving again. Hello, how are you? The only thing about taking an extended break is that when it's time to get going again, my body is like, no. And it always takes like 15, 20 minutes for me to really get moving again. So right now I'm struggling a little bit, but in a few minutes we'll be all right. And feeling pretty good today. So it's just after 5 p.m. and I've decided that I'm done for the day. So I did not make it to the state line like I wanted to, but I did still do just shy of 20 miles. So I still consider that a win. So my original plan anyway was to stop here at Raven Rock Shelter. Yeah, there was a climb getting up here, and that just drained whatever energy I had left. And, you know, Rusty, he decided that he is going to continue going north into Pennsylvania. There's a campsite that he said that he's going to stop at tonight, and that's still like 5.5, almost 6 miles away. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I gotta remember that it's important that I do what's best for me and my body. And a 24, nearly 25 mile day would have been sweet, but I just don't have it right now. I mean, my shins have been pretty fine all day, but I haven't really done a big mile day like this since I first entered the Shenandoahs, and that was over 2 weeks ago at this point. So yeah, I just don't have it, but we're all right. We'll get there tomorrow. All right, hey everyone. Today's Tuesday, May 24th. It is day 93, and I am just leaving Raven Rock Shelter. It rained cats and dogs last night, so I was so glad that I made the decision to duck into the shelter and stop when I did yesterday. All my stuff is dry today, which I'm happy about, especially because it is a little colder this morning. And I think it's only supposed to get up into the low 60s today, so it's really not going to be super warm, which I think I'll be happy about that a little later. So I'm not really sure what I want to do today as far as mileage is concerned. It would be nice if I could get to Fayetteville, Pennsylvania, but that's 22 miles away. So I just barely did 20 yesterday. If I absolutely needed to do 2 more miles, I probably could have. So we'll see. We'll see what today is like. But yeah, if I can get to Fayetteville, there's a hostel there, and I would really like to stay there. And yeah, do a little resupply, a little regrouping. And I'm starting to put together my little itinerary for the rest of Pennsylvania. So let's get up into Pennsylvania first. In a little less than, well, maybe about 5 miles, there's the Mason-Dixon line, and that's pretty much where Maryland turns into Pennsylvania. So we'll be leaving the state today. Yeah, body's feeling all right. Shins are feeling all right. Typically, I have to stretch them out in the morning. So I did that. The only place where I really feel soreness is my feet. I haven't been rolling them out as often as I probably should be. So I'm gonna try to start doing that at the end of every day. But yeah, aside from that, we're gonna keep doing what we're doing. We got more miles to kill. So I've seen photos of this place, but this is my first time actually being here. This is High Rock Overlook, and it's just a 2/10 of a mile side trail off the AT, so it might be worth coming to check out. Whoa. I'm just a half mile away from the state line. Pennsylvania, here I come. Made it to the Mason-Dixon line. All right, Maryland. I guess this is goodbye for now. I'll be back soon. And hello, Pennsylvania. So I haven't really been pulling my phone out that much today just because I don't really feel like it. I'm not really in the best mood. As you can see, I've got my headphones in, and it's definitely a podcast day. I haven't listened to my podcast in a couple weeks, and they always pick me right up when I'm not feeling so great. So I'm about 9 miles in so far today. I don't know if I said that already. Maybe I did. Feeling pretty confident that I can make it the 22 miles to Fayetteville. There is a hostel there, so I'm maybe going to try to spend the night there. So about a mile back, I actually ran into someone. Can't remember his name, but I know him on Instagram, and he actually spotted me and called me out. So I went over and talked to him for a few minutes, and that actually really lifted my spirits a bit. Yeah, today is just really feeling like more of the same, nothing interesting. So yeah, we're gonna keep moving. Oh my God, look who it is. It's fucking Leapfrog. Oh my God.
I'm so glad you're here.
I was just about to stop recording. Look.
Hey.
I didn't think I would ever catch up to anybody ever again.
No, definitely.
So it looks like today's plans might be changing just slightly. Originally, I was gonna try to push a 22-mile day, but we came across this trail maintainer, and he told us about this place called the South Mountain Hotel, I think it's called, which it's not even a hotel, it's a bar. And they let hikers camp there for $5. I've heard they have good food and drinks, and they have showers, a small resupply, and it sounds perfect. So I think we might be going there, and so glad that I found Leapfrog again. And I think the elusive Batona is somewhere up ahead, so we'll see if he ends up there today. But I know where I'm going. Y'all know I don't be passing up views like that, so here you go.
You are captaining poker
Good morning. All right, so here's the deal. Today is Wednesday, May 25th. It's day 94. It's right around like 9:30, quarter of 10 a.m. and we are sitting here outside of South Mountain Hotel, which, as I sort of described yesterday, it's not really a hotel anymore, it's just a bar, but they allowed us to camp out for $5. And yeah, we were here. Last night was a thing that happened. Had a lot of alcohol, and we're paying for it today because we're still here. A couple of other hikers showed up. Kick, whose parents I met the other day, and this other guy whose name is escaping me at the moment. But yeah, it was a pretty cool night. I would never come back here again. But no, they treated us well, so it was a good night. But we've got to eventually make our way back to the trail today, so let's hope that happens. It is now 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and we have finally escaped the clutches of that bar. basically we sat around this morning hungover, or at least I am, and rather than racing out of here, we decided to wait for the bar restaurant to open, and we had lunch. And during that time, we decided that we probably were not going to hike very far today. And that is indeed the case. We will only be doing about 5.5 miles to a hostel. One of the only hostels in Pennsylvania, I believe. So that'll be in Fayetteville. So yeah, it's gonna be a pretty easy day. And then tomorrow, I think we'll try to pick it up again because we've got an official halfway point to see and a half-gallon ice cream challenge to complete. Okay, so y'all, I'm starting to feel a little conflicted because my hair is growing quite a bit and this hat is starting to feel smaller and smaller, and I really don't want to send it home because I just think it looks so good. And my outfit, you know, this all blue color story that I've got going on right now, really been feeling her. And I don't know, I need to do something to keep my hair mashed down so that I can like keep wearing this hat. Maybe I need to buy a do-rag or something. We'll see. But in other news, more serious news, woke up this morning, jumped on social media, and I learned of, yet another mass shooting which took place yesterday in Texas at an elementary school. Some 18-year-old coward gets his hands on an AR-15, walks into an elementary school and shoots up the place. Killed 19 kids and 2 teachers. It is ridiculous. And of course, our government, the GOP, specifically Republican senators, were very quick to dismiss the possibility of any sort of gun control laws. So it's like, this is just another day in America. More people dying. The people who are supposed to be protecting and serving only care about lining their bank accounts. And these pro-gun organizations are paying them and supporting them, so they're not going to sway from that. It's so ridiculous. This country has some serious problems, and it always has. But we're in a new day and age where we can't hide from those problems anymore. America basically needs to be torn down and rebuilt from the ground up. And this time, we need more than just white men making decisions and laying the groundwork, because you see what they done created. A mess. This country was built on violence, hatred, destruction, and we continue to live up to that to this day, and that's pretty pathetic. I send my condolences to those kids and those teachers and their families who now have to mourn. And I'm not, to my understanding, to my knowledge, I don't believe this was a race thing, although that school was made up of predominantly, what's the proper term? Latinx youth. And it's just, it's so ridiculous. Can we feel safe in this country? Right now, the answer is no, not at all. And the solution that our politicians think will solve everything is to put more guns into the hands of more people. And if you ask me, this would turn into a game of Grand Theft Auto where everybody's just going to be running around shooting everybody, trying to get the next person before they get got. And I'm just like, we really elected these idiots to hold these positions where they're supposed to serve us, and they don't care a lick about us at all. At all. And that is sad and pathetic. Yeah, that's all I have to say for right now. America, do better, please. To our government, y'all need to do a lot better. Actually, y'all need to go sit down somewhere. Give up your positions because you aren't doing shit with it. You don't deserve it. Y'all just piss me off. But yeah, that's all I have to say. It's just another sad situation that's probably going to get washed away in another week. And we'll wait for the next tragedy to occur. So I know a lot of people really rag on Pennsylvania for being super rocky. Like, the state has garnered a little nickname, which is Rocksylvania. And I don't know, I guess I've been hearing about this state for so many years that I was pretty much thinking that as soon as you cross into Pennsylvania, the rocks just start and they don't let up until you leave the state. And in those last few miles of Maryland, things definitely got a little rocky. So I was a little worried because that hurts. My feet were not liking it too much. But yeah, so far in Pennsylvania, it's been pretty nice like this. But I heard that things take a turn once you pass Duncannon, which is probably another 100 miles or close to 140 miles up ahead. So we'll see what that's like when we get up there. But yeah, so far I have no complaints about Pennsylvania. But we'll see if that remains the case by the end of the state. And can y'all believe this is state number 7? Like, I am really halfway done. So cool, so insane, so amazing. Go us. To all the thru hikers out there who are making it, good for all of you. We should all be proud of ourselves, whether we did 1 mile, 1,000 miles, 2,000 miles, whatever. We made it onto the trail, and that's what's important. Oh, lordy, 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 where did this hill come from? All right, so we're here at Through It All Hiker Hostel here in Fayetteville, Pennsylvania. And I'm sorry if y'all can hear the cars driving by outside. We are right next to a very busy road. But I'm here in this little bunkhouse. Batona and Leapfrog are also here, but they're just outside. It's kind of hard to explain what exactly this place is. It's sort of a hostel that is run by a church here. So they do a dinner every Wednesday at 6 o'clock. So lucky us, we arrived on the right day. And then they had service right after that at 7. So we listened to a little bit of that, but we actually had to run down the street to the gas station to get some cash because they only take cash payments here. But yeah, this is a really nice place. Everyone is so nice and friendly, and they're making sure that we have everything we need, and I'm really appreciative of that. And yeah, we only did about 5.5 miles today. I think tomorrow we're gonna try to do closer to 20, and that will see us through the official halfway point of the AT, and we will also be eating some ice cream. I didn't do the 4-state challenge, but I will be doing the half-gallon challenge, and you can bet on that. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I think we're all gonna complete that challenge with flying colors. And yeah, it should be fun. So that's pretty much gonna do it for tonight. I'm gonna chill, and I need to be working on a YouTube video, but I'm probably not because I don't feel like staying up super late. Getting behind on schedule again, but doing the best that I can. But yeah, I'm going to wrap this up for the night. I will see y'all tomorrow. So peace out.